I made a tutorial about this dashiki top and I'm getting a lot of questions on my DM concerning the trouser. Okay, so in making palazzo trouser, you can do anything you want to do. Reason because it's not like it's a shapeless trouser, but it can hide so many mistakes because of the way the down part is and because of the way it's even gathered, is full. So anything can go with palazzo. But when it comes to a fitted trouser like this, be it Kampala, be it crepe, soft material, thick material, chinos, and you want it to look like this, oya pay attention to what you are going to do. You take note of. If your crotch is not correct, I don't know why people are having issues with crotch calculation. It's very simple. But then if you don't want to go with the calculation and you want to measure on the person, please tell your client to stand this way. This is your client standing, right? Now I think I want to draw this person with, this is your client and this is our bum like this, right? Okay, do you understand? Now when passing this tape, Chineke na kekwanụ ka m ga-esi pass ya this tape now. When passing this tape now, please make sure as you are passing the tape from the person's belly button. This is belly button, right? No. Give me another marker. And pay attention to what I'm doing because I might not do this one again. No. So this is my client right here. Okay. And I want to go like this. I want to go like this. Okay. And this is our client's leg, right? Okay. So this is our client's backside. Okay. And this is our client's belly button where she puts her trouser. This is our client's waist. When you went to measure crotch, place your tape, the front part on that belly button, put it here. Pass the tape under like this to the back side again and put it at exactly the same point where you put that tape in front. But there's a mistake that people used to make. If the person is wearing all these lycra leggings that highlights the two hips, and you allow that tape to go and pass in between, you will short. You will short. Make sure it laps here. Make sure it lies loosely on the hip, on the bum bum. Because somebody told me, Mom, I did it that way and I got the wrong crotch. No, you did not do it well. If you pass that tape all around, I didn't say you should make it tight. If you make it tight, you will short. If you make it to enter in between this our hip area, I don't want to mention it, make YouTube no go slash me. If you make your tape enter in between here and come out here, your crotch go short. So make it to make sure it lies loosely on. You will see it now. Just let it line the way your trouser at the back. This line where your trouser dey carry for you, make it lie on top. Simple. That is all. Whatsoever you get is your crotch line. I want to talk about trouser today. Fitted trouser. Now your fitted trouser can have elastic or it can be band. We all know how we got this because I want to concentrate on the part that is giving people problem. Mark your crotch line. That crotch where you measure, mark am, and this is my own. This is my own. Okay, and I rule my crotch line. This is my crotch line. Measure your normal hip line. Waist to hip for an average adult is 9 inches, 10 inches. I will measure it, or just so I rule a line from my waist to the crotch line. But what will inform the line I'm going to rule is my hip divided by 4. Now hip divided by 4, you will mark it 10 inches. and also mark it here 10 inches. Do you understand? And you connect it with a line. Can you see what I'm doing? Now, measure that 10 inch that you got here, which is hip divided by 4. Now, when measuring your hip, please, always learn not to make it very tight. For measurement of hip, when you are taking the round hip measurement, circumference, put your finger inside and make sure that it's loose. For a fitted trouser, put one finger inside that tape and make sure it's loose. Make sure it's free. Reason being, we don't want the trouser to be tight. We want it to be fitted, but we don't want it to be tight. Now, coming to this place now, some people go ahead to put, trouser does not need allowance. Make sure you get your measurements correct. The highest you can apply to it is 1/2 inch or 1 inch. Let's say we are going with 1 inch. Now, we are doing 40 plus 1 inch, okay? And whatever you get, divide it by 4. That is what you are marking here. You will also go ahead to mark it on your waistline. Now, that thing that you got from measuring from here to here, that thing you got, divide it again by 4. Whatever you got is your hip line. But if you are very perfect in knowing where your hip line is, just mark your hip line. Can you see? Now that 2.5 you measured here, also put it here. And this is going to be forming your trouser, your crotch curve here. If you want to go the extra mile, just measure 1 inch for the front pattern for your trouser. Okay, measure 1 inch from here to here and it will form this curve for you. But if you don't, put your curve. The essence of putting 1 inch is so that people will not go and be drawing this curve. If you leave some people now, this is how they will draw this curve. They will bring it here. If you do it like so, you are making mistake. So just guide your hand by that 1 inch. So when you put that 1 inch, it will help you to put your curve. But for the back bodies, you are going to come out by 1/2 inch. That means for the back bodies, you are making it 1.5, not 1. Because whatsoever we are doing, our back pattern is always bigger than the front pattern. We come up for crotch. We come to the waistline. Now, do not be confused by how I do my tutorial. One day I'm going to do tutorial when we are working and you will see what I mean. In ready to wear business, nobody has the time to go and start checking 0.25. How you want to cut 0.25 minus 0. If you are a mathematician and you can do that, there's no problem. But I'm telling you what is obtainable in the real world. In the real ready to wear business, nobody has time to come and start checking 0.25. Now, when I do mine, that mistake, you are not going to see it because we work with the appropriate fabric. Now, when you are cutting a trouser and you are working with stretchy fabric, you don't have single problem. All those 1 inch, 1/2 inch mistakes you are going to make, because it's going to lap on the person's body, you will not see it. In fact, sometimes the person will still buy it and go home and go and shape it. Because why? It's stretchy. But when working with materials like Mikado or chinos for trouser, that's when you pay attention to this because it must not short. If e short, e no go enter the person. Do you understand? No matter what you do, it cannot enter except you start looking for other ways to try to beat around the bush for it to enter. Maybe you start to tear, they put design. We are done with crotch. Now, somebody asked me a question, how do we measure thigh? How do we get thigh if you did not measure the person? Now, how to get your thigh? For an average adult, you come down by 3 inch. Okay? 3 inch, depending on how fat the person is, but 2.5 is okay. Okay, and then I roll my line nicely like so. I roll my line. Now somebody said, what of if I did not measure my customer's tie? You did not measure your customer's tie, abi? Whatsoever you got from here to here, put it here again. Come in by half inch on this side, come in by half inch on this side. It's okay. It's okay. With this thing you did now, it will size the person. Highest, let the person go and touch it. So when you are curving out your hand like this, you curve out like this from the hip, curve out like this. Now, if you don't want your trouser to have band, this is all you need for the waist. Cut it like this and apply your waistline. This is all you need. No shaping, no that. But if you want your trouser to have band, remember that you will measure out this place. This from here now to wherever this trouser is ending is the person's full length bar. For the band, if you want your band to be 2 inches, measure 2 inches from here and cut it out and work on the band separately. If this is the person's full length and I don't want to put band, that is elastic I want to put, I'm now going to use another material and attach here and bend and put whatever I want to put, rope or elastic. Do you understand? Now, if my own is going to have a band, so I'm going to be measuring my band, and my band is 2 inches. So definitely I'm cutting this place off for the band. Do you understand? But remember that when you are cutting it off, you are going to leave half inch for joining. Then when you are cutting the band separately, still add half inch there for joining to this one, because whatsoever we are joining must not short our measurement. So this is our band that is off. So when you now come here, you will measure your waist circumference, divide it by 4. Whatsoever you get, please put your tape head here. This is what somebody said you did not see. I hope you are seeing it now. Put your tape from head here and measure backward. Do you understand? So let's assume that my waist is 36. 36 divided by 4 is 9. My tape head should be here. Just throw that tape for me. Okay, so this is my tape head. This is my tape head. My waist is 36 divided by 4 is 9 inches. Place your tape head. Should we say 1, 2? Place 9 inches. Place your tape head here and count 9 inches back. Wherever your 9 inches is, that's where you mark the stand. Now, also include your dart measurement, because you are going to be taking that from our bust band here. Okay, and so my dart is half inch. Can you see? And then I curve out nicely like so. Trouser is the easiest thing you can sew in ready to wear business, and it's the easiest thing that is selling like mad. Skirts no dey sell wetin trouser dey sell. I'm telling you, I've been in this business for a very long time to tell you. If you make a trouser and it fits and it's beautiful, e no go last for your shop. When you're into ready to wear business, I'm into ready to wear business. People target me in church. Wetin I wear, then go buy am for my body. I'm telling you, I love this. Are you giving me? If I wear bubuga, I have sold. I went to the market. I bought this. Anyway, I have eyes for fabric anyway. You will first of all fall in love with my fabric before you now fall in love with the style. That's just it. So you have to go and learn that. You don't just go to the market and buy just any material. Buy something flashy. I'm not saying very expensive, but buy something flashy. And then when you come back and you're making it, learn to combine colors beautifully. And then again, I see another mistake that people make. Let me tell you about it. When you are combining a plain material with a flower material, you go just if you cannot find exactly the shade of black in that flower, my sister sewed the cloth like that. If you cannot find the exact shade of white in that flower material, my sister sewed the cloth like that. Wetin go make you use cloth? You say na white, you just paste am there, or you don dey spoil your work. But let me not derail from what I'm doing. Let me go straight into my tutorial. So I've gotten the tie right. So this is the hemline for my trouser. This is where the real work for the hemline starts. If you want your trouser to stand straight, listen carefully. If you want your what? Your trouser to stand straight, please listen carefully now. Any other thing you do apart from this one, your trouser go bend. We are going to be measuring from here to here. And I got 13.5 inches. So you will look for the midpoint of this measurement from here to here. Look for the midpoint. And the midpoint is 6.5 plus quarter, which is around here. Can you see? This is the midpoint. So I will now make that midpoint where you mark, which is 6.5 and quarter. This is it right here. Or you start marking it on all the lines because we are going to be connecting. We are going to be connecting all through. Now, when you get to the waist, ignore this one. Ignore this line. Still mark your 6.5 and quarter there, and then you use your ruler to connect. Do you remember that I said you should ignore this line? So when you are measuring, whatever you get from here to here, see what you are going to measure from here to here and mark it. I am now saying, coming to the hemline, depending on how wide you want your hemline to be, a fitted trouser for a female, average is too wide, 8 inches.
As I was making this video, I didn't know that my camera went off. So let me just explain again what I was trying to explain. I was trying to explain that for your hem area, after you have plotted this front pattern, right, and you want your leg, your hem area to be 8 inches, just know that using this grid line is 4 inches by this side and 4 inches by this side. That's 16, because the back too will carry the same measurement. 4 inches by this side, 4 inches by this side for the front. Now for the back, depending on what you added for the back, you understand, that's why you are going to still split here and here for the back. Do you understand? Now remember, there's another thing that makes people to make mistake when they are plotting their trouser, and that was what I went ahead to explain here. Now remember that from the front crotch line we are coming out by 2 inches, right? Now from that 2 inches you will come down by ½ inch. Okay, so from that ½ inch you just connect nicely to your knee line. I'm working on the back pattern now. Please listen very well. I won't tell you to be listening. You'll be doing that. You are here with me. Okay, there's no problem. Listen while I'm teaching all that, so that later when you even see me cutting it, it will be clearer for you. Please. Okay. So now for the front pattern, for the back pattern, you will blend it nicely into this one. Do you understand? Remember that when we were plotting this crotch curve for the front, it was 1 inch here. So now we are making it 1.5. So you just carry this pointed place up so that you can trace to the 1.5 and trace out like so. Now for end here first of all, so that you can work on the waist. Now for the waist, what you do is get me the midpoint of this grid line and this crotch line. Between here and here, get the midline. And this is my own midline, right? This is my midline. So you will go up by 2 inches. 2 inches is okay, or 2.5. Go up by 2.5 inches and mark whatever you get there. Now place your tape. Place your tape from here to here. Place your tape from here to here. Now extend this hip line. Okay, just follow what I'm saying, you will understand. I'm working on the back pattern now. extend this hip line, the same line, extend it. So whatever you got between here and here, mark it from here to here. The only difference is that this one is straight, but this one is slanted. Then whatever you got here, blend it nicely into this hip line. Then you come down by whatever number of inches you want to increase the back to, because the back must have allowance. You see that here you added 2 inches, right? Also add that 2 inches here. Okay, so you can decide to split it between here and here. That is, bring down this one 1 inch, bring down this one 1 inch here. But you can decide to put it on the same place. Don't worry, it will lap by itself. That was basically all I'm talking about. So please, if I've not replied you concerning the ready to wear business on my WhatsApp, please understand with me and do not be angry. How many I want reply? But then there's something I want to do. There's this man's course I got when I was starting out my ready to wear business. So it's a course for you to read and understand. I will see whether I can still trace that author. It's the name I can't remember. But in case if I cannot, I think I'll go to my gallery and see if I can still have that book, and I will make a video on all the questions you people have been asking. So many questions are in my WhatsApp. Please, I can't be replying everybody one by one. If you go to that video I made already to wear business and look at the comments there, you will pity me. The way you see that comments there on that YouTube channel, that's where it is on my YouTube, my WhatsApp. I can't even open my WhatsApp again. So what I'm going to do is sit down. Are they come, Oga?
How much is my bill?
Just 1,000. I will sit down, pick those questions and compile them into a video, and then I'll post it. That's all I can do. So thank you guys for watching, and see you in my next video.